Okay, I'm back. Hey fam, it's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker. I'm coming to you today, just to say hello. I'm in Arlington, Texas. My load hasn't picked up. Well, it picks up tomorrow or whatever, and then I'm on my way to um, North Carolina. Okay, so but I wanted to come and tell you about this place. It's called Lux Hotel and Spa, and it's truck friendly. It's also um, you can go and get like your nails and your hair done and all that kind of stuff if you want to. And also, it's a place where truckers can come and relax and take your 34-hour reset or whatever the case may be. But I wanted to come to you guys today just to answer a couple of questions that you may have. I know I've been getting a lot of like phone calls or messages and things like that talking about how difficult and how hard it is, especially with the fuel and the prices, rates, and all that kind of stuff that are down right now. And people are really having a hard time out here trying to make ends meet, right? And this is something that I talked about a while ago, especially um, owner operators and people that got their own authorities and stuff like that. And it's that time where that the market resets, and how it resets is that they push the rates and the rates so low that you can barely survive. Okay, so that's why you're seeing like $1.50, $1.60 stuff a mile. And it's prolonging longer than expected. Hopefully, hey Shay, hopefully, but yeah, I'm in Texas, in Arlington, Texas. So hopefully, it will start to bounce back very shortly, very soon. You will start to see the rates go back up, and everything will kind of balance itself out. But right now, it's really hard everywhere, everywhere. Every type of freight that you're moving or whatever is hard. Trucker Mom says, I don't accept anything less than $3 a mile. Yeah, that's a goal and a plan to not, do that, but it's very hard, especially if you're picking loads off the load board. I try to average over $3 a mile, so sometimes I may have to take something that's a little bit less than $3 a mile. But when I get to my next place, everyone should stop accepting low rates, then rates will go up. Well, it's kind of hard to do, especially when you're in a situation that you may need to get to a certain location, right? So if I got a location, for example, that I'm trying to get to that's paying $5, $6 a mile, and the place that I'm coming out of is only paying $2 a mile or $2.15, I may go ahead and take that because it's getting me to a better place where I'm going to make up your difference, right? So if you take your average of what you want to do, because every load that you take is not going to be your maximum amount of money on your load. Sometimes you're going to have to take a loss, right? But you got to understand where your market is and where your hey Miss Cheryl, and where Shay won, okay, and where it is that you want to be. So have your average out of what you have to do, and also make sure that you guys are doing your cost per mile. So you know what that truck has to generate in order for you to stay in business. Because if you know your cost per mile, you know what you can and what you cannot take, and you won't put yourself in a situation to be caught up in a lane that's not paying very much. Right now, you guys know that everybody is trying to get loads going down to Florida for the FEMA loads that may pay good. That's really well and good and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes FEMA loads have some cons to them as well. You may get a load that they may want to keep your trailer for a couple of days, right? You may get a load where you got to drop your trailer and wait for them to unload it or whatever the case may be. And then with everybody running down to Florida, okay, not a lot of freight is coming out of Florida that's going to make up for that difference. So you got to average in your costs. So i wouldn't not I wouldn't take a load blindly going down to I heard they want to hold trailer for $100 a day, and that's really not a lot of money to hold your trailer, right? Because you can make more than that in a day with your trailer. So in order to be able to do that, it got to make sense. Okay, it really does. Don't take loads down there and you're going to lose money. Not everybody that's running down to Florida is going to make money coming out of Florida. Okay, so you got to be prepared for that. Have something planned out when you go down there. And also, like I said, when you're dealing with them FEMA loads, you got to be very careful because they do sometimes want to be able to keep your trailer, and you're not being paid a lot of money for that. Okay. Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I saw that Florida was hit really hard. It looked like it reminded me of Katrina. Those of you that are from the Gulf Coast that lived in New Orleans, Mississippi, or whatever the case may be, it reminded me a lot of Katrina. And I was listening to the news, and they were saying that in a certain area, like only 20% of people in that area had insurance to cover it. So, that's going to be very um, it should be more like $1,000 a day because that's how much you would make, right? But they don't pay like that, so they can't. They're not going to pay people $1,000 a day to keep their trailers down there. So that's why you got to be careful when you booking them loads. How long you're going to keep my trailer? What am I going to do when I'm down there? Like, where are you going to stay? You're going to stay in a truck? So you could be losing money on those loads as well. So keep that in mind. Make sure if you're going down there, it's something that you could get unloaded very quickly and get up out of there as well. Because as people come, as they're going to be needing things to be replaced, there's going to be more drivers down there and less freight coming out of there. So know that when you go in there, have your load coming out of that area. You may have to, go up to Jacksonville or maybe even Atlanta to get something, but keep in mind of your costs. Okay, everything that seems good or look good may not be good for you. Okay, it may not be good for you. Okay. Um, Usually what we will see about this time, like in November, December, or whatever, prices is going to start going up in around the California area. Okay, so they're going to be paying for loads coming out of California. You got your last minute Christmas, Thanksgiving stuff. You may want to look at, especially as far as, like, I gave an assignment to people that are trying to be freight brokers or freight agents. I'm telling you to look at lumber. I'm telling you to look at roofing. I'm telling you to look at all these places that takes up you rebuilding a house. Okay, because there's a lot of houses that are lost down there, so there's a lot of material that is going to need to go in that area. Guys, when I teach my freight agents, when I teach you, I tell you about looking for smaller shippers. I don't tell you that, a lot of times when we want to be freight agents or freight brokers and things like that, it sounds good. It sounds like, oh, I'm going to make all this money being a freight broker and I'm going to be making all this money being a freight agent. And the money is there, right? But it takes you some time to get to it. And the biggest misconception that people have when they come into the agency of being a freight broker or a freight agent, they want to go after big time shippers like Nabisco. They want to go after Nestle. They want to go after M&M's. They want to go after Tyson. They want to go after, there's a lot of big companies that people want to go after because, maybe you see it in the grocery store. That's a way of teaching where, you go in a grocery store and you see what kind of product there is in the grocery store, and then you call them and try to see if you can get business from that. And to me, that never works because a lot of those things are products that you see in a grocery store. Usually that's a lot of product, and it's also, they deal with 3PLs. They deal with third party logistics, right? So you as the agent, you want to get direct shippers. You want to get somebody that has a load list, somebody that can send you 10, 15 loads. So when you're looking at your roofing companies, you may want to look at your top, roofing companies that ship all over the world or whatever the case may be. those, if you are just a new beginning agent, a broker, those are people that you may not want to go after right away. You want to go after the smaller roofing companies. Okay, for example, what do I look for when I look for freight? When I'm out here looking for freight, excuse me. When I'm out here looking for freight and I'm looking for to be able to obtain a new customer or whatever the case may be, I look at their shipping location. Okay, so do you have to be in a truck to find shippers? No, you could be at home because Google is your best friend. And when you do a search on Google, you're gonna zoom in and you're gonna see, okay, if I see a shipping company that has, Knight, JB Hunt, all the mega companies at this location, they may be something that I may not want to look at. Okay, when I look at shipping companies, I look at places that you will see you will see the owner's name on a truck. Like it will be J and B Transport, or it would be it's a smaller, it's an owner operator that runs that load, right? So when I see stuff like that, I know that that load is coming from a broker. Okay, I know that load is coming from a broker. I know that that load is not coming from a 3PL, third party logistics company. Okay, because sometimes they have their own contracts. And when you look at things like Heinz and Kellogg's, and when you're thinking about all these products that you keep in your refrigerator or on your shelves, those are big name companies. And sometimes, a lot of times, you have to bid on those loads, okay? Not that you can't get them, but as a new person, as somebody that's trying to get in the industry, you will set yourself up for failure if you go after that right away. For example, I have an agent that went after a big company, right? So they said, okay, we do take bids, right? We'll take bids, and we're going to send you over the lanes. You pick a lane or what you want to run, and we'll take the bids, and you can send it to us and all. Number one, you don't know how to bid that. As a new agent, you don't know how to bid it. You don't know how to bid 1,000 loads at one time. Okay, if you don't know your lane, right? You got to put in that bid any and everything that could go wrong. Okay, because once you get that contract, once you agree on a price, you can't go back and be like, this, that, and the third, and I didn't realize this, and I didn't realize that. You got to be prepared. And not only that, you have to have capacity. That's why I keep telling you guys, you can get all the loads in the world, but if you don't have anybody to move those loads, what are we doing? Right? So you got to have capacity. You got to be able to rate the load that is very competitive. Okay, what a lot of shippers do, they will send you something and say, hey, can you move this? And you bid that load so low, ain't nobody gonna take it. Now you look bad with the shipper because you said that you could move a load and you can't, because you didn't do the numbers and make sure that it's competitive. Okay, you got to be competitive, and you got to be able to get these shippers up. As a agent and a broker, it is your job to understand the market and understand that in order for, if you want this product moved right away, you want it moved today, you're going to have to pay today's prices, right? Yesterday prices are not today's prices. So you got to be competitive. I don't want to put loads on the board where they're going to sit all day, right? I want to put loads on the board. I'm sorry. I want to put loads on the board. Uh-oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, my phone rang. I apologize. I'm going to try to set this back up like I had it. Okay. You want to be able to bid on loads that are competitive, that once you post that on a load, it's going to be gone like that, right? And also, you may not be the only agent that is moving that load. Like that shipper may be working with 3, 4 agents, 5, 6 agents, 10, 12 agents. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have the upper hand. When we move a load, when we're calling around to our shippers, like for example, when I have a shipper, and suppose I call that shipper, And suppose I call that shipper and nobody answers the phone or whatever the case may be. I look around in that area, okay? So I will pick out the other shippers that's in that area and I will make calls that way. Okay, hoping to get a potential client. The first thing that I ask a shipper is, do they have an EDI system, a tender process, or do they have a load list? If they have a load list, then that's so easy to move. Okay, they could send you over 15, 20 loads. You get about 5 or 6 shippers that do a load list. That's your money right there, because you got to build. Okay, it's not that you won't make it to where you can move these big time loads and get contracts and all that kind of stuff. First of all, you got to know your industry. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to rate. You got to know all this stuff, and it comes with experience. Okay, it comes with experience. That's all I can like basically tell you. And then once you are moving these couple loads, if you can move 5 loads, you can move 10. If you can move 10 loads, you can move 15. So once you're able to move like 15, 20 loads a day, that's a good, let's just say, throwing out numbers, right? Let's just say I got 10 loads, right? Let's just say I take $100 off of each load. Okay, that's $1,000 a day. Okay, and I do this 5 days a week. Okay, even if I get 10 loans and I only move 5, that's $500 a day. Okay, so you got to think of it that way. You don't want to be wasting a lot of time going after things that you got to do bidding on, things that you got to do contracts on, things that whatever the case may be. A lot of misconception is, especially when people get their motor carrier or their broker license or whatever, the first thing that they want to do is they want to do government contracts. Okay, first thing that people want to do is I want to be set up with FEMA. I want to do government contracts. And that's all said and done and good. But when you're new and you're coming in as a carrier or you're coming in as a broker, you got to have capacity. If I gave you a mail run, if I'm the post office, right? And I set you up with a mail run and they want you to have 5 trucks. Okay, how long is it going to take you to get that? How long is it going to take you to bid for those 5 trucks? What if you wanted to move money? Okay, you got to get armored trucks. You know, you can't move money without having a bulletproof truck. Okay, how you gonna do that? So when you go in there and you're looking at the different opportunities that government has, they want you to come in there and know what you're doing. So they ask for a what is called if you've done it before. Okay, so how can you get experience? You get experience by running for the bigger companies that have these contracts, and you could say, "Oh yes, I have subcontracted under such and such, under XBO, under JB Hunt, under all these other places that have the government contract." Hey, Jack Black, long time no see, Miss Diva. How are you? Staying blessed and not stressed. You got to. You got to. You can't be out here on this road and being, um, when you when it comes to trucking, guys, this is an up and down industry. Sometimes you're gonna have your good days. Sometimes you're gonna have your bad days. Okay. Would I sit up there and tell somebody that it's not a good idea to get in trucking? No, it's always a good idea to get in trucking because trucking can change your life for the better. Okay, a lot of people that get into this industry start off with nothing. Okay, like I have. When I got in this industry, I told y'all I was on food stamps. I was buying my clothes from the Salvation Army. I didn't have any money or whatever the case may be. And if I sat and I listened to people telling me that, oh, this is not a good time to get in trucking, and you're gonna do this, but when you don't have anything, right? What are you gonna lose if you don't have nothing? If you don't have anything, what are you losing? Okay. What trucking did for me when I got into this industry is, number one, it gave me a place to stay. Okay, I was able to have a truck. Nobody ever gave me $165,000 vehicle brand new with no questions asked, no credit check, no nothing. Okay, they paid for my training. I didn't have to come up out of money. I didn't have to come up out of pocket with any money for my training. They gave me a place to stay, in a hotel room. They fed me times a day. And when I went out on the road, I was only making 400. I think it was like four something a week. Okay, which wasn't a lot of money at all, but I was there to get the experience. So if I look back at it 8 years ago, right, I came from making $400 a week in training. Okay, as soon as I got into my lease, I had a brand new truck. Okay, so I didn't have to worry about repairs, and I was at KOLM, and I knew that if I generated an income of $3,000 a week, 50% of that I was going to get. Now, when you coming from a place and you're on assistance and you don't have a job and you don't have any money, baby, when I tell you $1,500 was a lot of money for me, and I could do a lot with $1,500, I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have my own car. Okay, so I'm sitting up here bobtailing in my truck everywhere I went. I went to Walmart in my truck. I went to um, 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 the mall, anywhere that I need to go. I went in that truck for the whole first year of me driving. Okay, so when you're getting $1,500 a week, that was a lot for me at that time. Okay. And then the more that you grow and you're learning, when you lease a truck, you're learning how to run a business. Um, I remember when Stephen when told the story when your husband left you and you got real estate. Yeah, remember I looked like, oh my God. You're gonna go through things in life. I don't care if it's trucking or anything else. You're gonna have ups and downs in whatever happens, whether it's life, whether it's trucking, and you take the good with the bad, and then you just keep going. Okay, I would never tell you, yes, this is hard, but life is hard. Okay, you got to take the good with the bad. How many times? Okay, it took me three, 4 times to pay a truck off. So what? I kept going. Okay, so what? I was getting 88 cents a mile. Okay, I'm not getting 88 cents a mile now, but I had to learn. I had to go through that because it makes you appreciate when you do get to that point of paying your own truck off, having your authority, add more trucks, being a broker. When you do get to those places, it makes you appreciate it a whole lot more. And you can't go back on, well, and you can't listen to everything everybody tells you. You got to have your own journey out here. Okay? There's a lot of people that's not focused. That's a lot of people that say they want this, but they really don't. Okay? There's a lot of people that say, uh, uh, just, just all the negativity, but you got to make it work for you because your journey is your journey. Okay? There's a lot of everybody don't do what I do. I don't do what everybody else do. I follow my own way. And understand this, but fed the y'all know I can't hold on. Y'all fed the underprivileged people in Baltimore last month. It was truly a success. Wow. That's great. And you have a network of people surrounded. You got to make sure when you get out here in this industry that you surround yourself with people that where you want to be, where you want to go. Y'all going to be in Birmingham, Alabama next year in September. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing to be able to come together and do that as drivers. And it's a network, it's a family out here. We help each other. There's people that help me along the way, okay, and there's people that I hope I helped along the way, you know. And it's how we deal with situations when things happen, So if somebody lose their truck, okay, don't worry about it. You could get another truck. If somebody, truck broke down, don't worry about it. Let's go company. Let's go, get a job so we can have some money coming in. And then when you get back up, go out there and get you another truck. So there's different ways that you can make sure that you okay. Okay, but some people are just stuck in their ways. They are, and that has nothing to do with you. If they want you to listen to their sob story, if they want you to, the woe is me type stuff, okay, we'll listen. But that don't have nothing to do with you. Always remember that. You got to you got to be able to create your own path. And the main thing, the most important thing that you can do is to everything that you do, make sure you keep yourself, your family, and the people that means the most to you in check. That's your circle. That's who you do it for. Nobody else. Yourself, your family, your kids, those people that are close to you. That's what you always got to remember. So if you have somebody in your ear saying this, somebody in your ear saying this, or whatever the case may be, you stay focused on what your plan is. And I promise you it will work for you. A lot of people get caught up in doing stuff that everybody else is doing or think that they should be doing. And you haven't sat down and say, what do I want? What do I want to do in this industry? Do I want to own a truck? You're going to follow the path of ownership. Do I want to be a company driver and just make great money? Follow that direction. Okay. Do I want to get my own authority? Follow that direction. Do I want to be an agent? Do I want to be a freight broker? Follow that direction. But whatever it is that you choose, it's going to take a lot of hard work. But you can do it. And you're going to have some ups and downs while you're on this journey. But remember, it's your journey. It's your journey. Okay? And don't let anybody dictate how you should run your life out here on this road. Enjoy yourself. Okay, don't be all bitter and man, I didn't get home this weekend and I didn't, get a chance to do this. It's sacrifice. That's what it's called, sacrificing. You're not going to be everywhere. People want you at. People going to be tugging on you, this, that, and don't be afraid to let people go. You should not be stressing yourself out about anybody. Don't be afraid to let people go out your life that don't serve you and want to see you do better. You got to let that go. So many times I've been like worried about this, that, and the third, and I have so much stress on me. But when you let all of that go, the thing that I've learned with growing older, being 51 in this industry, is like peace. Peace. And to have the opportunity to be able to do what I want to do and don't care what nobody says. Don't care. But to keep focused and to keep moving forward. That's it. And even if something happens or, you know, whatever, truck breakdown or, this, that, and the third, whatever happens, deal with it. Always understand what is the worst thing that could happen. If your truck broke down tomorrow, what's the worst thing that could happen? Once you realize what's the worst thing that could happen, you move on from there. Worst thing could happen, you may lose your truck. Okay? There's a lot of trucks out there. Okay? You get in a situation, you're in a relationship, it's not going the way you feel like it should go. What's the worst thing that can happen? You can lose your relationship. Okay. I promise you there's plenty more people out there that you will be happy and content with. Okay? Just because you lost that one person or whatever the case may be, you got to keep moving. You only got one life to live. This is it. That's it. After this, there's nothing. So don't be miserable, don't be upset, and keep focused and stay positive. And remove yourself around situations that don't embrace, encourage, and lift you up. Remove yourself. You gotta stop listening to a lot of stuff. because you will find yourself right down there in the dumps with everybody else. Oh, woe is me. Oh, I can't. Oh, this, that, and the other. I've been trying to reach you on IG. I need some help with my back office. It's surely more than people think. I have one truck, but enough work for 3 trucks, but I'm afraid to scale up. I would join a mentorship. That's why I do my one-on-ones with people. I'm sorry, I just have conversations with people that's in the mentorship because I like having conversations with people that are doing stuff that they really need genuine help. Like, I'm not just on the phone having conversations anymore. You know, we in try. How am I gonna get another truck? This happened. What do I need to do with that? Those are the conversations that I want to have. I don't want to be on the phone just talking to be talking. I want to know, what's the plan? What's the goal? How are we going to get there? Okay, what are you doing now that you wasn't doing that you are willing to do to make that change? Okay, if you want to be a freight agent, if you want to be a freight broker, I want to know how many calls you made today. Okay, when a person lets me know, hey, Tamara, ain't nobody, all the shippers are saying no. You got to reach me through my mentorship on Miss Diva Trucker. You could join the page. It is $14.99 a month, $29.99 a month if you want to do one-on-one with me. You could cancel at any time if you just do a one-time session with me, $29. And we can talk, and we can come up with a plan, and we can have some solutions, right? And if you see the information in there that is helping you or benefiting you, or just to have that contact, those people in there can pick up the phone and call. I want to know, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? If you're going to school, okay, how long you got before training is over? What's the plan next? What we're trying to do? Are you going to go the company driver route? Are you going to go the lease route? If you're going the company driver route, then you need to make sure you with these companies, okay, so that you are advancing in company driving. Okay, if you're going the lease route, you need to make sure that you with these companies so you are advancing. At the end of this lease, you have a truck. Okay, if you're going whatever route it is, if you want to become a freight broker, okay, you got to pick up the phone. Hello, this is Tamara. May I speak to your shipping and receiving logistics manager, please? My website is not working right. I gotta get somebody to redo it. I sent you an email. Hopefully you reply. I did get your email. I forgot what it was. Um, I forgot. I'll go back and look at it again and respond. I will. Um, but as a agent, you got to be able to make your calls. Okay, it is not that hard. It's not. You're making it more harder than what it really is. You got to have your confidence level up and be able to call these people, you know. And I teach. That's what I teach, because a lot of people be out here spinning their wheels. They out here calling places that why you got to ask yourself. Me, I'm just coming in this industry. Why is um Hershey gonna give me freight? Why is Hershey gonna give you freight? Okay, Hershey is a $1 billion company. You can't just pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, can I speak to your shipping person? Could y'all send me some loads over, please? Baby, they ship out thousands of loads a day across the country. Who are you? Okay? They are 3PLs. They just not gonna send you. Could you imagine getting a load list from Hershey? DHL? You wouldn't be able to keep up. You wouldn't be able to keep up. You wouldn't be posting that. No, they can't wait on you to post those loads all day. They be waiting on trucks forever, child. But you got to go after these small people. How do you sign up? You join on a YouTube channel. You join on a YouTube join thing, and once you get in there, you go to Miss Diva Trucker mentorship group. And once I see that you're a member in on the YouTube channel, I let you in the group. And at that time, I set up one-on-ones with people. I really get into what are we doing. So if it's an agent that is wanting to become an agent or a broker, then we're gonna talk. What I'm gonna give you some things that you need to do to get set up to be an agent, and you got to be able to follow those steps and make your call. So when we meet next week, I want to know who you call. I get on the phone and I make calls with people. So if I can get on a phone call and I make sales calls and I can get one shipper out most of the time that I do sales calls, right? If I can get one shipper most of the times that I get sales calls, and you've been doing this for 6 months and can't get one, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you, because we're doing the calls. You're seeing I give you the script. It really isn't a script. It's just the confidence in your voice. I tell you who to ask for. You know. So at some point in time, when does it come? When does it become wasting my time? You know, either you want it or you don't. If you want it, you got to do it. That's it. But other than that, guys, I'm getting ready to go back up. This is where I'm at. But y'all come out here and enjoy. I just got my feet done. Look, just got my feet done. But y'all come out here and enjoy. I'm going back up into the room so I can get ready to get out of here next week. And I think my battery is going down anyway. But I've had a nice time. I've enjoyed myself. And, you know, I like to come in and chit chat. But usually I'm going to be doing my videos and stuff in a group, doing my training sessions in a group or whatever. Subscribers and all that. I love that to my channel. But I really want to get with people that want to own trucks and want to do things. I don't like just having just to be talking. So it is what it is. We all got stuff to do, right? Other than that, guys, I will talk to y'all later. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. Also, keep focused. Be determined. Do what you came out here to do. Don't let anybody stop you, okay? And don't listen to everybody. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to what it is that you want to do. And you go after it and you get it and make it happen, okay? Talk to you guys later.